a new map for Complexity in the pool, of course. We're bringing in Anubis, a staple map of that map pool versus G2. So let's get into the game with Bardolph and Norman.
Cheers, Freya Spears. Anubis is going to be quite an interesting one. I think a lot of people will be looking towards Complexity for another good performance, but G2 are not an easy team to defeat, even with the variants of CS2 at present. I'm sure everybody learned many lessons in yesterday's action, so we'll see what they can offer today. G2 will start on the T side. No P250s for the T squad. They'll be happy with the Glocks. Let's see what they can do. They've got quite a few flashes here. Love to see a chain flash. You can see JKS lining up some utility into the B-bomb site, which is bolstered with 3 defenders. 7 pistols for the 5 Complexity players. Grim's holding 2 of them. He and Hulzerk will deliver. This is a complete shutdown. I'm not sure if anybody's made a step standing into this bomb site for G2. Falling into it, they'll go. Lots of crimson being spread. Not sure what else Hunter can really do with this. Even if he could just damage the Kevlar, that would be the slightest edge on some of these players, but nothing doing at all in that pistol round.
Those dualies from Grim just keep G2 trapped in that choke point. They can never get out and swarm the site. And G2 threw those smokes way before the rest of the play came in. I think they were going for something quite intricate, but all it seemed to allow was for JT to have time to be able to prepare that counter flash, which worked wonders. Made sure that G2 couldn't swarm out of position. Complexity had plenty of reinforcements on that bomb site. They're going to have to stay focused in this round. It is still a force from G2, albeit without that bomb plant. So just the pistols in play on the T side for this one. You can see Complexity, plenty of rifles. They were doing this a lot yesterday. They love fading these smokes. It's worked for 1 kill, but Nico's able to trade.
Floppy's got his ankles wet. Not seeing much of anything just yet, though.
Those boots look solid. I think he'll be okay. A lot of aggression yesterday from Complexity. Here comes some more. JT fishing for information. And the information will be that it is clear for now. That flash would have been heard, though. So maybe G2 are hoping that Complexity are thinking that that's false info. They're thinking that B is clear, but actually G2 are coming back, and JT's alone here right now.
I love the lore on Nico's Deagle. Such a long time ago now, that Mouse Sports squad. Very storied player. Plenty of stories to write in CS2 as well. 39 seconds on the clock. G2 must expire in this round. If they don't win it, of course. Legion's got a very nice lineup, and Floppy to support as well. Bells being rung. Sorry, Floppy was elsewhere. He's on the rotation, but JT and Hulzerk will be here to clean up. Bomb planted. Nico will be dealt with. That'll be a quick one. Not too much damage done. 2 players lost in the round will be okay. That's kind of the precipice. That's the line you don't want crossed early. And it won't be. 2-0 for Complexity. A good start so far to the CT side.
Yeah, going well for them. They looked really composed there on their B-site defense. Even though that player gets mollied, they don't try and swing out to help him. They realize they're still in control, still up in numbers and weaponry. I think it was important that Nico committed to the plant, though, because look at what it allows for G2. The money is good enough to force again. So I think a really smart decision there from Nico. Knew that the round win was unlikely, just commits to the plant instead, and now they've got 4 Galils and an AK. This is still scary.
It really is. Again, those Galils have got better, well, they had better armor penetration in CSGO than the M4s. I don't know if those numbers have been changed.
Seeing that same play from Spawn there from Complexity. They clear out B completely with their early utility. That should allow them to have fast responders to this A-bomb site.
Don't need fast response as well because the numbers are here for G2. Getting cut down to some degree by Floppy. Did some good damage to JKS as well, but Hulzerk can't follow up on that. And there will be a wipeout on this A-bomb site. Don't think there's anything left for Complexity in this round, so G2 will be on the board early. And now that damage from the round prior is important. 3 frags in this round, maybe more to come. We can see that m0NESY is lurking. This is something that G2 can build upon here on Anubis. Let's not forget how many CT rounds we saw from Complexity on Anubis yesterday. That was basically, I feel they won the map on the CT side. So G2 will definitely want to stunt their growth immediately.
And that was without them winning the pistol on that CT side. They were able to find 6. So with them winning the pistol here, who knows what they're capable of? Man, the Galil, I think it's just too strong right now. Like, for the price, it's so tough being a CT. Complexity played the first 2 rounds very well, and now they're left in this position where, I mean, sure, they lost that round, but it just puts them now where they don't actually get a great buy into this one, even with a couple of guns saved. Well done by G2, though. Had to overcome these numbers. Elige not able to fight with his teammate there. They get the kill quickly enough. And even with the info, Complexity unable to hold. They've eked out a buy, but there are going to be 1 or 2 pieces missing here for Complexity. A rare slow start to a round.
Yeah, G2 just looking for Complexity to make a play. They know their economy's on the edge. They make it desperation, urgency. But Complexity are not doing anything just yet. Holding on to much of the util they were able to bring into this one also. G2 will show presence early, invite a response from Complexity. Try to drain that util for a play to be made later on. Elige was a problem on the T side in mid in yesterday's action. He was a very key figure, holding down mid for the time being as G2 approach B.
Yeah, it looks like Elige has a real affinity for that position. Just popping ahead of the smoke, gets his team off to a good start. And now Complexity, even a man up, look for further info. Nico not that blind though because he's so far back. Still 45 seconds remaining, but this aggression will give them the info. They're already flanking as this play comes in. Trade's looking decent for G2. They should get that bomb. They can't get that bomb. It's dropped over in the river. And now Nico's got a 1-on-2.
Doesn't know where both the players are just yet. 34 seconds on the clock. Well, sub 30 now. Floppy has been active in many of these rounds, looking to be so again, showing some elbow. Nico solves the problem, but can he get that last frag? The pre-fire is there. He was close, but Floppy again, important in these early rounds for Complexity. Narrow victory. Did they lose too many players, though? We'll see what the situation looks like for G2 and their economy as well. Down to the wire. Dangerous adversary in G2, but Complexity are ready for the challenge. Great timing for Elige there as well.
Yeah, flash in from Hulzerk too. And then at the end, just having those players coordinated enough. Didn't get the initial trade, but Floppy still favored in that final fight. And yeah, G2 are just going to keep forcing. They're going to keep on knocking at the door. And this time, they've got something out of spawn towards this A site.
4-man on road for G2. Support utility coming through as well. Floppy gets utterly deleted by a flying MAC-10. We heard how good it was, and there's a great example. Looking for more, but Elige will hold position. That's really important for the retake also. Hulzerk holding angles with the scout up close. It's going to be a problem. He'll have to overperform as Grim gets decapitated. Only 3 remaining for Complexity. This could be a big reset if they lose this one. And it looks very likely indeed. There's Hulzerk up close. 2v3. There are no kits on the players who are standing. It looks like they'll have to disengage from this one.
Yeah, I think they maybe could have considered disengaging when it went down to the 3-on-4, honestly, because G2 still had a fair bit of utility left for the post plant because of just how quick that play was. And that seems to be where G2 are finding their early success. Both their fast rounds towards A, they've been able to get onto the bomb site very quickly. I think Monacy peeking just before that smoke blooms is what's so difficult to deal with there. You're expecting that smoke to come up. Instead, there's Monacy, just spots him.
Gymnastics with that MAC-10. Some teams talk about the P90, some teams talk about the MAC-10. That's what the consensus has been with the conversations yesterday. Timeout for Complexity. 20 years on their jerseys. Big hello to Jason Lake, one of the most storied organizations in Counter-Strike. Many great memories over different versions. Many more to come as well. Yeah,
I think coming into this series, you still have to have G2 as the favorites, but Complexity have been so good on Anubis that this map feels like it's quite likely to go their way, even with this start. 3 CT rounds already. They've got a chance to try and keep it up. It has been a hotly contested start to this first half. That's going to continue. Complexity still with enough money here.
MP7 enjoyer.
Hunter's got a few cheeky weapons. Likes a CZ as well.
That's the alternative to the MP5. It has statistically been better in practically every way to the MP5, save for the lack of tracers, which is more of a thing now in CS2. We are seeing people getting absolutely wrecked with every shot, giving a tracer on the unsilenced weapons. Let's see what he's able to do with it. Hulzerk, ever capable with any scope, be it a Krieg or Scout or AWP.
Oof. Big damage through the smoke. This is an adjustment from Complexity. They reinforced the A site. They used utility there to take that map control. But G2 still leaving their options open.
These 5.7s are so scary in CS2 as well. We know that all these teams understand the game in its current situation. It's so important to be swinging with these weapons, and these 5.7s have been terrifying. Another flash comes through, but Nico is ahead of it. JT will get the trade and the information, and it's Hunter at range of the MP7. Can't get that final bullet though. 3 players remain for G2, 30 seconds on the clock, and they're quite spread out. JKS inviting rotation towards the A bomb site, but the bomb's headed elsewhere. How many players can he entertain? He's been dispatched off now, and they've lost all position on the B bomb site. JT doing 180s though, unsure of which way to go. Full committing in the wrong direction.
Oh, and a smoke down from m0NESY. That will really help buy time. They're going to get that bomb down any second. It's taking a little time. They were scared of that CT position, but finally planted. That nade only going to do a bit of damage, so a 2-on-3 post plant for G2.
Elige with 7 HP will take the scope. M4s for JT and Hulzerk. JT's the man with the kit, and he's the first one to get dropped by HooXi. Great angles from him. Surely Elige won't be far behind. HooXi playing his life at the moment with his teammate as well. And Elige trying to switch weapons. Will die holding a USP. That's a big round for G2. They can try and pull away from the opponent now.
Yeah, it's a big post plant. JKS getting this 1 kill on the fake was oh so important as well. And that angle from HooXi. Very well taken there. Just caught the opponent off guard. And working around that pillar can be really effective. You get those tight little angles that are sometimes unexpected. And so finally the back and forth might be over because that CT economy is hard to maintain. And Complexity have to effectively full save here.
1 pop flash for the CT squad. Not quite together though at the moment. JT's holding it in mid. Is there a rifle to be collected here? There won't be a transfer for HooXi. It's so blind, but Nico's got a very good angle to protect the weapon. JT utterly deleted by that AK. 1 on 3. Hulzerk's picked up a MAC-10. Wouldn't put it past him. Let's see where the bomb goes. JKS will be the man to find out if the A bomb site is clear. There's chances for 1v1s here for Hulzerk.
Oh, he'd love to steal this AWP. I don't know how likely that is, though. m0NESY will land a shot. Nothing being stolen this time. Hulzerk would have liked to kill as well because his money is at $4,900. So the AWP, a possibility, but he'd have to go without Kevlar if he wants it. Either way, G2 finally getting some control back on this favored T side. But they're going to have to do really good work here. Complexity only need a couple more rounds to get a good half here on their CT side. And another smoke out of spawn from Complexity. This time going all the way down, trying to block those players towards A early. m0NESY goes straight through, and he hits the shot.
He doesn't miss. I don't know if you want to peek him, Grim. Rather you than me. Thought about it, showed some elbow. Maybe feeling the urgency there, wanting to find something for the team. m0NESY will show presence up close, and that'll raise concerns for Complexity.
That is a play Complexity ran yesterday, so you wonder whether m0NESY's done a bit of homework there, realized he could beat that smoke, get there before Complexity can. That's a big man advantage here for G2 to work with. And again, Complexity, man down, they feel they have to go for aggression, but m0NESY is always there, ready and waiting.
Surely they stack together somewhere now.
Yeah, gotta take a risk.
Don't want to die in isolation. They've got to make a play. They've got to do a coin flip.
Are they feeling lucky?
They'll merge together towards the A-bomb site. But G2 are still being careful, and they've got expendable personnel now. I don't think they'd be surprised to find all of the CTs in one place, so if JKS is to have a look towards this A-bomb site, I think the conclusion will be fairly straightforward. Should be. Bomb's still near that mid position though, 25 seconds on the clock. Nico heading into B first. Nothing doing just yet. No challenge per se. It seems they have found the right solution, but JKS having the choke point of the A-bomb site does not bode well for Complexity survival in this round.
Yeah, they are surrounded. They are boxed in like a fish right now. And Nico may be the first player to move on in. Pre-aimed the angle, but Grim faster on the trigger. G2 do have a bit of money in the bank, so more players look like they will be hunting here. They've even got the utility to clear out some of these angles. Nice kill from JKS onto the site. How much more do they commit? How important is it to get these rifles out of Complexity's hands? Hunter hits the deck. m0NESY still waiting patiently, but that AWP a little too valuable, so no further hunting. 2 guns saved for Complexity. Should give them some options in this one.
That's what oppression looks like in Counter-Strike. Looking for every edge they can find. 3 to 5 then. m0NESY is so fast with the AWP, and he very rarely misses indeed. Punishing the opponent on that occasion. There'll be a timeout before things continue. A moment for reflection. As Complexity trail by 2 on the buy once more. That AUG save from the previous round. JT's turn on a FAMAS. I think we saw a lead with it in mid with some success.
This timeout may be a little surprising. I wouldn't have thought Complexity would be too worried with the current scoreline. But I suppose if they can find a quick solution to get a couple more rounds, they should have faith in their T side based on what we saw yesterday. So perhaps that is the idea that TC had in mind. Coach was taking some notes after that round. Does seem like G2 are pretty well prepared for the constant aggression and active play that Complexity have brought to this map. And it looks like that same smoke is being thrown by Complexity. Not sure if they're going to follow it up with the aggression this time, though. Oh, the nade instead. Just a little late.
G2 are going to be collapsing on the B-bomb site very quickly indeed. Grim's in all kinds of trouble. How is he still standing? Traded by JKS. That gives many more angles to G2. And in they go. Elige on the chase, so that may take some attention away as JKS pulls the utility out, but JT's lost in the meantime. Pulzerk and Floppy make their way towards that B area. Huge fights, huge smokes on the bomb site. No hate cheese for the CTs. 3-on-3 bombs not planted just yet. Got a good idea of where these CTs are, G2. A minute on the clock, considering their options before they get to planting. Hoogsy trying to control the space. Floppy has the kit.
That smoke's going to delay for a long, long time. Elige trying to wrap back around, but Complexity have got to get a move on here.
JKS has got such a good angle as well. Floppy goes past the choke point though. There's 2 of them. Down he goes, and m0NESY's in the clutch now. 1 versus 2. They lined up for a second, didn't find either one. That's a must-win round for Complexity. Very important round for them to win. They'll get an AWP from it as well. And that could be a difference maker in the rounds to come.
Yeah, quite a few slow rounds so far from G2, but a bit more urgency there as they get that initial kill on towards Grim with the 1-for-1 trade. It forced Elige into that fast flank. But then, these post-plant fights don't go their way. I thought KS's angle was going to be good for at least 1 kill. He was in a pretty favorable position to try and lock out that retake. But instead, he goes down. m0NESY left with a really tough clutch on the site. G2 5-4 up. Still full gun rounds here as m0NESY quick again. Oh, he's so fearless!
Oh, he's gone back! Grim, you're crazy!
So is m0NESY, though. I can't believe he just runs in like that with the AWP.
Hunter will pick up the slack. showing more presence. Oh man, these angles. Hulzak won't be happy with that one. JKS, big brain on this occasion. How many players can he pull over to the bomb site this time? Not a fake on this occasion though, the bomb is in tow. Floppy might have the sound cues, then again he might not. He has been vocal in a recent interview with HLTV about focusing on trying to figure out the situation with the sounds. And with Vertigo as a potential decider, that would be fascinating to watch. I do hope we get there. But Complexity won't come away with a W in this round. 4 from 10 is not a terrible situation for them. My God, what a start to this round, though. Love to see m0NESY piping hot at the beginning of a series.
Yeah, that was the fullest of full sense, running in like that through the flames. But if you get a 1-for-1 trade, it's worthwhile on the T side. Then JKS ready for the further aggression. Just got that tight angle. Landed a dink through the box, which then allowed him an easy kill against Hulzak. I think G2 have definitely come into this with some good prep. You can see they're ready for, well, not only countering Complexity's aggression, but even throwing some of their own in there.
Know your angles. JKS certainly does.
Oh,
yeah, there's some frustration.
This goddamn game, man.
Oh, yeah, I would. Yeah. I would imagine the.
That's the new excuse, isn't it?
The directional sound is somewhat frustrating for Monsieur Floppy, for Flopzilla.
Still waiting for the floppy flip-flops to come out. Come on, Complexity, get on it.
Oh, again, this time an early frag for G2 towards the A bomb site. Been very busy in that direction, and there's more to do. Hootsie must be careful though, because he's carrying the bomb. Almost showed some elbow there. Trying to force the CTs back. So they synchronize the timing. G2 calming things down towards A. Who knows if that bomb drop can be heard?
Yeah. Flash should be good. Ooh, not that good. Hulzak hits the shot and gets away with it.
That is a big frag from JT as well. Numbers advantage now for Complexity. Minute on the clock. G2 somewhat spread out for now as the bomb looks to get rescued. m0NESY on the creep though. Did he realize that there are two there? JKS caught with the flashbang. Back and forth all over the map. But now Hunter's the last man standing. He's picked up the bomb, but he's got quite a lot of time actually. Can he find a 1 versus 1 though? That is the question. 1v3. Where does he imagine they might be? Who's holding down the mid position? Hulzak's on the way. 4 HP for him. I would imagine he's probably scoped in already. Hunter with the knife out, and that might be the end of the line. He's missed a shot there, Hulzak, and it gets so awkward. 2 players remain. He's got 23 seconds to figure out where the last guy is on the bomb site, but JT will be quicker on that trigger finger.
Big round for Complexity. 5 CT rounds now. That is already good enough, most likely, with how good they looked on the T side yesterday. And listen, that flash, not quite blinding Hulzak. He was maybe a bit far forward from where the flash landed. And with the fewer gun rounds you have in play right now, you have to minimize those mistakes. That was the first kill that got Complexity back into the round. Where is JKS's gun? There it is, Tech9.
That is a jumble sale by holy potatoes. Look at that buy from G2. The UMP's coming out. That thing's a unicorn.
They're sending it A again.
Indeed
this
they
is
are.
What before.
There are 3 players here, not just Floppy. HG won't do all of the work. Trying to force their way in, but they can't see anything as they get railed by Complexity on the bomb site. JKS and Hootsie remain. A full send hasn't quite worked out for them. A brick wall from Complexity will be good, surely, to equal the score. JKS finds an AK-47. 1 versus 5. Much work to be done here. Floppy will surely be playing trade frag as well. 3 players remain on this bomb site for Complexity. JKS has the bomb and 1 minute to figure this puzzle out. Complexity will be confident with this score at half-time. Again, they've had a good enough CT side. Moving into that aggressive T side for them. And there's Hulzak with the last one. All tied up at half-time then. Are we going 3 maps? We'll find out in a while, actually. See you after the break.
Complexity are out for revenge against G2 from the previous matchup where they themselves have said they choked against G2 at Pro League. They've got off to a pretty good start here on their map. Maybe having a P250 drop to a Liege and a bit of utility for the pistol, while G2 are just going full Kevlar. None of that nonsense.
I want Vertigo. I want 3 maps. I want Complexity to win map 1. I want G2 to win map 2. I want Carnage and Confusion on Vertigo. Trying to close the distance then. What will Nico's play be? He is not alone. m0NESY with 2. Great start from him. And the remainder will try to deliver, but there'll be a trade. Floppy moving through. Great headshot, but still more work to do. Clock at that range requires more. HooXi will pop him, and that's going to be a very swift pistol for G2.
Yeah, and not only the pistol, but also denying the bomb plant, which is honestly massive on that CT pistol now. Those second round force buys for the Ts can be so deadly. So great that m0NESY gets this early double kill towards mid. Nico there to back him up, as well as Hunter. Just so many CTs in position to deny that mid play. And G2 take the lead. And I think Complexity will be saving. Indeed, just 1 Deeg bought by a Liege. So I'll look for a bit of damage.
Valve needs to add a pistol deathmatch, free-for-all pistol deathmatch option in the game, because that is one of the best ways to warm up. No helmet, no helmets, running around with a P2000, P250 or whatever you like. Great way to warm up your aim. Very efficient, just like this anti-eco round is from G2. On a side note, I saw 3 of the Complexity players just before this match started. Had a quick chat with Liege, asked him what switches he had in his keyboard. He's gone the analog route, which will be quite interesting, especially for Shakira peaks, Michael Jackson peaks, and who knows what else to come. Not using the analog switches myself, but if you're an FPS player, they are definitely a consideration. That is a man who is switchless. He has a pen and paper. He needs a clipboard.
Yeah, honestly, if you're going to take that many notes,
Yeah,
might as well.
It just looks so awkward for him.
Yeah. Well, we've got the gun round now for Complexity. And again, smoke's out of spawn. Looks like G2 are using that B smoke that Complexity used themselves. Not going to aggress off the back of it, though. Just playing back on the bomb sites for now. Nade well dodged there by Complexity, sitting back early. They were very effective at mid yesterday, Complexity, on their T side. They were getting a lot of frags there, a lot of openers. But in this round, no focus on mid. They're all grouping outside B early.
Yeah, this is what a pinch looks like, but will it be successful? Response to the Molotov. Those sound cues will tell him of the push, and that's a great start for HooXi. He'll need to do more as Hunter is dropped, and Complexity look to take more position. A lot of smoke on this bomb site, though. Trying to avoid flashes. HooXi will be dropped. 4 on 2 now. G2 lose control of the B bomb site. Nico still heading towards the B area, though. So you do wonder.
Always worth remembering the bomb blast radius.
Slow creep from m0NESY on the other side with the FAMAS. So what are the intentions? Are they going for the round, or are they trying to make it as costly as possible? Trying to contain Complexity, maybe invite them to be exploded by the bomb.
Wow, they found the one exit path here, Complexity. G2 covering both other angles. But all of the Complexity players exit together, so all AKs saved.
It's an interesting element, actually. Even the threat of a potential late retake might invite people to be too close when that bomb explodes. That might be something to look out for as we get deeper into CS2.
I wonder if G2 there just aren't expecting the execute for Complexity to just have the smoke there on the left side. Because you see those players are playing around sort of CT, but there's not that much cover there, and they just kind of get caught in the open with those peaks from the right side of sight. So, well managed by Complexity, making the most of that. And now G2 have a bit of a half buy. We've got a Mag 7 out. Still haven't seen the full shotgun supremacy yet. A lot of people are worried about.
Oh,
That's
my
a crazy
days.
clip from m0NESY.
What are you doing? That's the French gun. Can't just be wide swinging like that. That's outrageous. The max 7 to come as well. I wonder if the FAMAS is maybe better in this game. Lots of uncertainties. Oh, talk about peaks. NiKo won't get that FAMAS out into the molly out in time. The trade will be there. Position will be taken. m0NESY's on the flank, though. Surely he goes straight through this. They can't be expecting that. Poor HooXi with the P2000 growing in popularity. Oh, m0NESY with the transfer. Great timing. Bomb lost, and Grim is about to lose an AK to these CTs. They only lose one player. That is a confidence round for G2. Great way to get back in control of this one.
A massive performance there from m0NESY, who was their highest rated player yesterday. Looks like he's adjusting well to the new game. Discussion about how well AWPers would be able to adapt. A lot of people thought it would be tricky, but m0NESY looks right at home, this time with the rifle. Just catching players in the back there with the FAMAS, making all the difference for G2. Now Complexity with a couple of weakened weapons into this round.
FAMAS is putting in work this week. Maybe there's more confidence in that updated sound. More of a thwack than a pap. Not quite a pea shooter anymore. A surge into A, then concentrating the efforts. Tech9 in, so many targets for JKS, many losses for G2, but NiKo's got something to say about this. A 3K keeping his team in the game. Hunter's got great angles for Elijah as well, who's somehow still standing. That is a huge fight in mid. Great work by NiKo. Keeping his team in the game. Great players to follow up afterwards as well.
Yeah, Complexity get almost everything they wanted there with the initial entries. But the one man they're not ready for is NiKo. Maybe just not expecting a third player to be so close to this site. And there was a massive amount of damage done, so he can just take down those softened up players. And then Elijah, who was so good at mid yesterday, just not 100% ready for that fight. Gets caught out by Hunter. G2 10-7 up. They're getting closer to victory here, but the Tech9s are dangerous.
There are so many CTs on this bomb site, though. Not sure if this will work out so well for them. Indeed, it won't. A shooting gallery, a very quick one for G2. That was a turbo round. The game feels a bit turbo at the moment, but that was even faster.
2 away, yeah.
Yeah,
G2
talk about momentum.
Quickly come to this position.
I feel like, you know, as we're still adjusting to MR12, we just get to this point very suddenly sometimes. AKs are out once again for Complexity, though. Good amount of utility as well. Good spread of frags on the T side. As for the CTs, though, m0NESY's on 20. Far ahead of everybody else. Make it 21.
Nice aggressive angle from m0NESY. We are seeing AWPers start to get a little more active at times in the early round. To make sure they can have impact, maybe holding unexpected angles, or even peeking into opponents. Ooh, JKS eventually spots that player at range with the AUG. Floppy able to bring one frag back, but Complexity still fighting from a man deficit here.
Trying to show presence, he will invite a response, Floppy, on that A bomb site from HooXi, dropping the incendiary. But G2 aren't biting, they're holding position elsewhere. You can see NiKo being very active, lots of AD in that mid position, just looking for info, not looking to fight to the death. They want to keep their numbers up, they have the advantages, and they will exchange flames around that B area. You can see the bomb creeping alone, no support in the back. So Elijah will have to be careful. m0NESY will drop JT, looking for that flick, but he's got support from Hunter. Great rifle support, made also all the more oppressive then. Dropping Elijah as well. Game point for G2 on Anubis. Where's that strength we saw from Complexity yesterday? It's a different opponent today.
Yeah, it's just crumbled so quickly for them. It has so quickly got away from them here in this second half. And all credit to m0NESY again. Gets those 2 early kills. Even sets up Hunter in this little hidey hole for easy frags. Nice double kill there with the AK. Only 1 round on this half so far for Complexity. Also worth pointing out, m0NESY has 8 opening kills. That is absurd, considering how many rounds we've played. The entirety of Complexity as a team have 7 opening kills. All 5 players put together, and m0NESY has 8. He has been oppressive with that AWP in early fights. It's a big reason why G2 are up to map point and in with a great chance of stealing Complexity's map pick, stealing Complexity's home map.
Is this the run for Complexity? It's going to be a tall order to recover this one even. I was going to say just 5 rounds away, but it really isn't, especially not against G2. That's so much damage from JKS through the smoke. Almost crippling Complexity early. Munacy close to Elijah as well. Lots of headshots through the corners of the wall in these duels from round to round on Anubis.
Oh, boost up. Floppy has a nade as well. There's a chance that gets tossed to the site if they know, but I don't know if they do.
Minute on the clock for Complexity. Looking for opportunities, but when Munacy's on the other side, it's a troublesome task. See him jump peeking, air strafing is Munacy. He's got a very good angle on that smoke as well. Dream is collapsing for Complexity. Maybe they thought this one was a given. Oh boy, smell you later, says Nico. Elige versus the world to keep Complexity alive. 35 seconds, he has the bomb. Not much in the name of hope, though. G2 have started this series extremely strong. And I do worry for Complexity going forward because there is